Hello everybody, Hell's Unicorn here once again, and this will be a brief open letter to the GOP establishment. You've lost. Now, what do I mean by you've lost? Allow me to proceed. Ladies and gentlemen of the GOP establishment, those of you that are either touting Mitt Romney, Newt Gingrich, or one of the other 7 dwarves, now 6 with the exodus of Cain, I am here right now to put you on notice of something that you are just now becoming aware of. Of the executive branch of the United States, it is solely the privilege of the President to decide where troop deployments ultimately go, especially and particularly if it be the case that no official declaration of war is made and Congress has become derelict in their duty to rein in the executive branch. As such, what we see unfolding before our eyes right now, namely the troop withdrawal from Iraq, and coming soon to everybody, the troop withdrawal from Afghanistan, is a move for a checkmate in the realm of foreign policy by one Barack H. Obama. And all of you in the neoconservative wing of the Republican Party who think that you can take the fight to Obama by calling him a cut and runner or a coward or anything else pertaining to these withdrawals are fighting a losing battle. Once those soldiers get home and spend time with their families, the last thing they are going to want to hear, and their families, all of whom are able to vote, will want to hear, is that they are losing their husbands and fathers for another 2 to 3 years to go on a merry spree, killing Persians at the behest of the almighty GOP commander-in-chief, be it Gingrich, Romney, or anybody else spreading around this nonsense that the United States must remain an active force for peace and freedom in the world, which is code for we have to be the ones to bully nations that don't conform to our particular way of doing things. You've lost, in the essence, that the minds of the people have now completely and utterly turned against you, and they do not in any way, shape, or form want to hear about another war, especially one that could go on for another 5 to 10 years, particularly given that we've enjoyed 10 or 8.5 years of war. Take your choice between Iraq and Afghanistan. There is only one way that the GOP can prevail in this fight that they've undertaken against Barack Obama, and that is in the realm of economics and in the realm of civil liberties. And as much as it may pain you to hear this, Mitt Romney is a babe in the woods, particularly when it comes to civil liberties. The American people don't care about sticking it to Taliban Bob or anybody else out there in the Middle East. What they care about is the fact that their rights are violated every time they go to an airport and in the near future when going onto a public transit system, be it a city subway or potentially even a Greyhound bus. Not to mention we have random checkpoints set up near the borders of states, stopping people and shaking them down under the auspices of fighting the war on terror here on the home front. We as Americans are not as stupid as you think, and the last thing that we want to hear about is the notion that in order to preserve our freedoms from the threat of terrorism, we have to give them all up. In other words, your stupid little slogan, "They hate us for our freedom," becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because the only way to stop them from hating us is to destroy all of our freedoms. You and the GOP establishment have one option left if you hope to survive, and if you hope to maintain your majority in the House or have any prayer of capturing the Senate, and that is you must completely and without any reservation embrace the Ron Paul libertarian outlook on conservatism, and you will do it now. What that means is you will cease and desist in being a party to the current mainstream media onslaught regarding Mr. Paul, specifically as it pertains to these long ago debunked newsletters and also this notion of him being some kind of a peacenik hippie dove when it comes to foreign policy, or the notion that he is involved with 9/11 conspiracists. Pat Buchanan and a number of other people have been interviewed by Alex Jones, and you do not automatically associate them with 9/11 conspiracies simply because Alex Jones himself believes them. In closing, to the Dick Morrises, the Sean Hannitys, and all of the other neocons of the world, I strongly suggest you mind your P's and Q's. Because if I or anybody else in the Ron Paul campaign, and we are all registered Republicans, get even the slightest sense that he is being treated unfairly or being sandbagged by any of you, we will most likely end up giving money and support to either him in a third-party bid, or we might even get behind Barack Obama himself just to destroy you. We are not screwing around here. And the last thing that we want is another 4 years of Barack Obama in a different suit and tie under a different party moniker. That is not what we signed on for, and we are not going to accept anything within the realm of that as a real possibility for the future. We will sooner take the Obama that we have right now because he will be easier to discredit all the more 4 years later after his term is up and the Democrats launch another just like him. And we will find other candidates to run, be it a Gary Johnson or a Rand Paul or somebody else that's younger and more up to the job come 2016. So I leave you with this. Tread carefully. You know that we're serious. You know that we cannot have our minds changed with some moral majority in a trifold hat such as Bachmann or Santorum. You know that we mean business, and you know that if you step on us, we will step back. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.